So Zendaya, you say that you've never done any of the drugs or whatever. So I was wondering, what kind of things did you do in order to help yourself prepare for such a dramatic role that has so much that obviously needs so much preparation?
Yeah. Well, a couple things. I think I'm lucky because a lot of these stories are so specific, and that's when I have to rely on Sam, who is our leader and our director, but someone that I have to confide in. I have to talk about things that, are triggering and tough to talk about, but he has been so open and wonderful with me, and I ask him, what at this moment, how did you feel? What did you go through? What is this like? And we work on it that way, and I try to infuse whatever I can into it as well. And it's a collaboration, and we just talk and we have the rawest conversation we possibly can, because there's no filters. There's a lot of trust here, and I think a lot of those scenes, where you have to be emotional or get into that space, I think sometimes the tough thing about acting is all the things that you've dealt with probably in your personal life that you're like, oh, yeah, we're good, like I've moved on, everything's all good. You have to open that up, you have to pull it out, and you have to deal with it, but you just have to deal with it on camera. And then somehow you have to take all that and you have to shove it back in there and like reseal it. And it's tough. And some days it's easier than others. Some days it's a long conversation, and it takes me a second to be able to let myself be unguarded, because I'm a very guarded person. And then some days it's like it's exhausting. Some days you just want to keep crying, keep crying, keep crying. But I think what the good thing is we have such a lovely place on set. We've created such a warm environment. And I remember there was a day he had me crying for hours. And
I'm sorry.
And but what made me cry even more, but in like almost a warm, sweet way, was I heard sniffles around the set, because it's very silent when we're trying to have these moments, and I heard little sniffles around the set. And what that meant was that my sound guys, my prop girls, everybody was in it with me, and they were crying with me. And I felt that, and I felt protected, and I felt safe. And then when I left, everybody kind of, they took a second, and they didn't, they gave me some space, and then they came up to me like, Z, we just wanted to give you a hug. You good? We love you, man. And there was such a love there. And even though it's a scene, they know that we have to go to these places, and everybody has to be so vulnerable in front of each other. So we're lucky that we've created such a warm place where we love each other, and we want everyone to feel safe, because that's the only way to do the best job.
And just a quick follow-up question to follow that about having it be so much of a big impact. I was wondering, did you ever have days where you took that home with you, and what that was like?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. There's been days where like I had no idea that we were supposed to do like a big dramatic scene, like I came in, it said, Rue and Leslie fight. I'm thinking, okay, it's like, leave me alone, Mom, slam the door, whatever, moving on, right? And that was not the plan that day. Sam had came in on some different shit, and he was like, I want you guys to improv. I want you guys to go at each other's neck and go as hard as you can with each other and just go off. And that was really hard for me, because I'm not a yeller. I'm not that kind of person. I would never, there's kind of a cap. We all know the cap of where we would go with people, how low we would go. And at that point, I had to realize that I wasn't me at this moment. I had to say things I would never say and do things I would never do. And that made me feel sick. I literally, like, after the scene, I felt like I was gonna throw up. And I didn't, it had like a physical effect on me. And that whole day, I just wanted to go home. Like, that, I just wanted to go to sleep. I wanted to go in my bed. I wanted to watch Harry Potter and be happy. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much. I really
yeah, of
appreciate
course.
it.
So it's a day-by-day thing.